HealthMetrics is actually a platform or a free service for corporate companies to be able to actually manage their outpatient treatments and manage it well, basically. Okay, I will start with the problem first. So basically, I think the problems that corporate companies today are actually facing on their medical outpatient for employees is there's actually a lot of fake medical claims. There's actually a lot of extra expenditure, unnecessary extra expenditure, and a lot of problems in containing and tracking their employees. So what our idea is actually to create a solution which is free to be able to help them to manage all of these problems. So basically, our innovation here is we actually work together with doctors, and we actually give doctors actually a platform. And what happens in the platform is they are able to bridge the gap between corporate companies and also to the clinics. So basically, when we actually bridge this gap, and what happens is we are able to deliver more efficient healthcare to the corporate companies. We'll be able to digitize MC, we'll be able to give real-time information from the clinics to the corporate companies as well. So they'll be able to see all their medical expenditures, how many MCs these people are taking, track their employees at which clinics, and this kind of things. So basically, we are here essentially to bridge the gap in healthcare for corporate companies. This is definitely an enterprise solution, so it's more of a business to business. And when we say this is because 80 to 90% of clinical outpatient costs are essentially borne by corporate companies. So they are actually the people that are paying the most in our nation for outpatient medical care. So we are actually a B2B solution. Users will use our product because, essentially our product has numerous advantages and it's free. So there is no loss for corporate companies to actually use our system at all. And on top of using this system, they'll be able to gain analytics, they'll be able to gain all these kind of benefits, and they'll be able to get cheaper treatment options as well from clinics. What it also means is if let's just say they were to actually go under our program and when they actually visit a doctor, it's actually cheaper for them to go through us rather than if they actually walk in themselves. So definitely it's advantageous, and basically I think what we are trying to actually do here is we're trying to give them something that they want, but they just don't know they want it yet. So we are actually opening up these options to them. I have actually mentioned before that this is actually free for corporates, so corporates do not need to actually even pay us a single cent. But how we actually garner our revenue is actually through the processing fee of the doctors. So what this means is for every employee that actually goes to the clinic in the HealthMetrics program, what happens is we will actually charge a very small processing fee on the doctor's end. So this is actually how we have our first source of revenue. And there will be also other forms which is in a lot of layers of context. Our portal is already live. It's already live. We actually already have about 400 over panel clinics that has already joined and agreed to become our panel clinics to serve our corporate companies. And on top of that, currently we actually already have we are already managing close to about 5,000 employees already today. So yeah, that's about it. Alright, basically what we actually have right now is a really strong product. So this strong product ties companies and clinics alike. At the same time, there will be a lot of other companies that will be able to benefit as a supplement. Imagine this, we actually already have companies such as insurance companies and also brokers that are actually willing to work together with us to be able to supplement what they actually already have. Means they are already taking care of their healthcare in terms of medical cards and whatnot. So having this free system actually helps them to supplement the business, and we are actually working very closely with these people, working very closely with HR trainers, providers, and also the brokers as well. You know, so this is how we are actually going to the market. In this space, I would say in the current market practice today, there is actually quite a number of managed care out there trying to manage the healthcare outpatient for corporate companies, but their approach and ours is very different, because we are actually giving the power back to the HR, to the company, and it is free. We don't charge them a single cent at all. So essentially, I would say in this space, we are probably very fresh. We are probably even the first ones in the market to introduce such a thing. So no competitors so far, I believe. Our future plans is definitely right now we are looking at Malaysia market currently. So Malaysia has actually a very strong market in terms of labor. We are very blessed in the sense that Malaysia corporate company actually take very good care of their employees. So if you were to actually expand regionally, we have actually found a few potential countries to actually expand into as well. We have a few interested parties that are willing to look into us to actually implement this sort of business as well. And places that have the similar concept like what the labor conditions in Malaysia have, that it will be our target market as well. In the next probably a year or so, we would say. But the right partners will definitely be important. Right. Startups. Right. What I have learned so far, if we were to actually venture into startup, is I think the most important thing is you really need to have sound financial knowledge, at least accounting or even economics. Because I mean, my advice is, if you do not have accounting or economics background, don't even think of starting up, because it is very important for startup, startup founders to have a grip on their financial situation. I have actually seen a lot of great ideas. They execute it right, but they tend to fail to manage their finances, which is why I think it's a waste, So what I mean is, they think that they have maybe enough financing to start, but they actually don't. They don't budget enough. They don't manage their cash flow correctly. I have also talked to multiple people who always have the problem of like, okay, I want to hire someone because I cannot be doing everything. But at the same time, I worry about my budget. So these people are forever stuck in this area. They cannot grow beyond that. And when they actually search for proper financing, they grow too rapidly, too fast, and then it tends to collapse. So I would say, okay, just to conclude, I would say money to companies, to startups, is like oxygen to human, basically. So you might not realize it's important, because it's just like you're breathing in right now. But actually, if you are lack of it, if you have lack of it, then you will start to go into trouble. And a lot of companies just always try to have a backup plan because they don't have enough money. They will reach a point where they are desperate and they say that I'll just go back to work. So I would say, first thing is just read up online, read up some accountings, read up some finance materials before even thinking of starting up. And you definitely need enough money to even think of starting a new company, right? So this is my advice, I would say.